Well, it's a very warm welcome and greetings to all you who are here in person and also to the viewers online. I've got a topic that I would like to share with you because it's very close to my heart because it's such an important topic, and that is about digestion. So my question to you is, do you have the guts to be healthy? Now, besides what we need in the physical makeup, a lifestyle change on paper is simple, very easy. But it's one of the hardest things that we will ever do. And unless we ask God for help, it's basically impossible. So I want to encourage you tonight, if there's changes that you need to make, ask God for that help. Science has shown us that 80% of our immune system is found in the digestive tract. Isn't it? It's no wonder that we're seeing so much disease in the world today because we're not looking after the way we treat our digestive systems, and therefore we are compromising our immune system. Okay, so we need to talk about some acids, different acids that we find in the stomach. We should really only have one acid, and that's the hydrochloric acid. That is the good acid, essential acid for good digestion and great health. But through harmful habits, we introduce another acid, a fermentation acid. That acid works against the hydrochloric acid and makes a mess of digestion. And we really need to understand the difference between these two, because a lot of people, when they're having heartburn, that's a sure sign of that's a sure sign of fermentation acid. Then we go and take an antacid, a Rennies or a Gaviscon or something like that, which neutralizes the fermentation acid. That's great, but what it also does, it neutralizes the hydrochloric acid. So now your digestion is really in trouble. So that is treating the symptom. We need to have a look at the causes tonight. I've also come to understand that because a person says, I'm vegan, doesn't mean he's healthy or she's healthy. Because as a vegan, you can have many of these harmful habits that we're going to talk about in the next few minutes. Our digestive system is like a little river running through our body. A river has an ecology. It needs to have a good ecology, a balanced pH. And when we mess up the pH in our system, it kills off the good flora that's growing in, and then a harmful flora takes over. So let's have a look at some of them. We need to protect our microbiome by these following things. We need to have regular meals. We need to eat at regular times, because if we eat in haphazardly, your body doesn't know when to produce the hydrochloric acid in anticipation of that meal coming in. So we're doing ourselves no favors if we are eating haphazardly. The other thing is no snacking in between meals. We need to eat our meals at meal times only. And we should have about 5 hours in between our meals, so that gives our stomachs a chance to digest the food, get it out of the stomach, and have a rest. Your stomach is a muscle, and it needs rest. Okay, so let's say, for example, I have a meal that takes 4 hours to digest. 3.5 hours later, I go and put more food on top of this old food. What effectively happens is now you are forcing the old food to stay in your stomach for another 4 hours or so longer. And your stomach's a warm, moist environment, 2 degrees hotter than the rest of your body when it's digesting. So that food begins to spoil quickly and become fermented. So not even a healthy snack. We want to avoid all snacking. The other very harmful thing that we do causing fermentation acid in the stomach is that we tend to drink with our meals. We should keep well hydrated in between our meals, so come meal times, we are not thirsty. But a lot of us don't do that, so when we sit down to eat, we're trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and we're making a mess of digestion. We need to chew our food well so that the saliva mixes with the food. Saliva has digestive enzymes that helps, obviously, with the digestion. When you are drinking and eating, you're having too much liquid coming to the stomach. The stomach has to get rid of the liquid before it can start digesting the solid food. That causes a delay in digestion, causing fermentation. Then the third whammy is that when your stomach is getting rid of the extra liquid, it's getting rid of the good acid, the hydrochloric acid, at the same time. So now the digestion is in trouble. Okay, no late night meals. We need to go to sleep with an empty stomach, because if we're not going to sleep with an empty stomach, your stomach is trying to go to sleep with the rest of your body. So digestion almost stops. It slows right down. The food sits in there all night while you're sleeping. It causes poor sleep, restless sleep instead of a restful sleep. You wake up in the morning tired, and then you generally don't have a good breakfast because of this food still in the stomach. So we want to avoid that. We want to avoid refined foods and sugar. They are extremely acidic. We want to try and eat whole foods. Things like our fruit, our vegetables, our whole grains, legumes, and our seeds and our nuts. Those things, you won't find a nutritional label on them. That's the kind of food we need to eat. Easier said than done, but that's what we should be going for. And I would just like to mention, along with this, cheese. And I might be stepping on toes here, but your hard cheeses is basically undigestible. So what happens when you have that with your other food is forced to stay in the stomach a whole lot longer than it should do. And it's fermenting, it's making a mess of digestion. All right, so we see a whole host of diseases associated with low hydrochloric acid in the stomach, unhealthy gut. When we talk about leaky gut, that is where we've messed up with the pH, and then it kills off the good flora that is growing on the little villi that protrudes in the small intestines. That microbiome is actually there protecting your body from absorbing partially undigested particles of food. So then we get this leaky gut syndrome, and what happens here now is that this sets up inflammation in our arteries. So we really want to try and avoid fermentation, which will lead to inflammation in the body, which causes food intolerances. Our digestive tract has a 3-month memory. So every time you have that same food, after you've had partially undigested food entering into the bloodstream, your body remembers that, and it's almost like you're having an allergic reaction to that food. But if we correct the ecology of our digestive tracts, after 3 months we can introduce that food again, and it will be used as good nutrition for the body. Low hydrochloric acid is one of the major causes of arthritis. It also causes weak hair and nails. A lot of skin ailments. It seems like when the digestion is struggling, all the problems bubble up onto the largest organ of the body, the skin. This vitiligo is white spots on the skin, and there's a youngster at one of our suppliers that I go to, and I noticed that he had this, and I shared with him basically the same thing that I'm sharing with you now. I went there after some time, and he said to me, "Do you see the difference?" And I said, "Yes, it's almost gone." And he said, "Wow, I've also got a lot more energy now." So it's great to be able to help people with simple things. A lot of autoimmune diseases are associated with low stomach acid, as you can see there. We tend to have a lot of good success at our lifestyle center by just getting the ecology of the digestive tract sorted out when it comes to autoimmune diseases. It also affects the eyes, macular degeneration, and irritable bowel syndrome. So I want to encourage you, remember, to ask God for help. where you need to make changes. He will help you if you ask him, I guarantee you. Just lastly, tonight we're looking at one aspect of New Start, and that's sunshine. So after the program, we are going to be there at the sunshine station. Sunshine helps to control blood pressure, so we'll be taking some blood pressures there. When last did you have your blood pressure checked? It's a silent killer, huh? A lot of the times we don't know we've got high blood pressure until the symptoms become very bad. Tomorrow night we'll look at how well the air is moving in and out of our lungs, so we'll do a peak flow lung test. Thank you. God bless.